Ball is life, everything nice. Ball is life. Which team you support? Tune in and make a choice. Yeah, football is life. Football is life. Football is life. Football is life. Yeah.
Hello everyone, welcome to the Football DNA podcast. It's your boy Bobo and I'm here with another video. Today I will be reviewing Liverpool's season so far. Of course, it has been a really impressive football season so far for Liverpool Football Club. We are now at the midpoint of the season, the Premier League season, as well as other competitions. So I would like to talk about some of the factors that has now led to such an impressive start to the campaign for Liverpool Football Club. Obviously, we'd like to get started with the appointment of Arne Slot. But first, before we talk about Arne Slot's appointment, we cannot talk about Arne Slot, right? Without talking about the departure of the legendary figure in Jurgen Klopp, right? What that man has done for Liverpool Football Club, I do not feel like we can repay him. That's my personal opinion. As a Liverpool fan for over 20 years, I can tell you about some of the heartaches, some of the embarrassment, the disappointments, trials and tribulations that I've dealt with as a Liverpool football fan. So, absolutely, I'm going to pay homage to the legendary icon in Jurgen Klopp. Not just the trophies that he has won, just the mood around the football club, the appointment of Jurgen Klopp back in 2016. You knew straight away, you could feel it, just the vibe. Him announcing himself as the normal one, going on to do so many miraculous and incredible stuff for the club. His tactical approach, wasn't afraid to go up against the very best his way. Sometimes needlessly, but just the rock and roll style, that fast gegen press, back and forth, open football, gonna attack no matter what. It was just entertaining, but it came with a lot of quality and a lot of victories, a lot of trophies. So I'm very, very happy to have been a part of that journey. But nothing was more impressive than him walking away from the football club in a respectable way. As disappointing as it was for him to announce his departure during a rebuild, the Liverpool 2.0 as they coded it or named it back then, or described it, I do feel as though the way he set the stage for Arne Slot to come in and take over at the helm was very, very respectable. I appreciate that a lot because not many managers will leave and have, such humility to bring about the new manager in such marketable way. Like, I was very, very appreciative of the way Jurgen Klopp went about introducing Arne Slot, to the football fans. And yeah, Arne Slot took that opportunity with two hands. And I know most people can never get tired of watching Jurgen Klopp lead Liverpool to success. And disappointments alike, to be fair. But to now see Arne Slot with his more measured, calculated, controlled approach. So it's like you have a crop of players that's been with Jurgen Klopp for so many years. So they have that rock and roll end-to-end brand of football if needs be. And then you have a new manager in the form of Arne Slot that's a more calculated, a more controlled, measured individual. The football is so much more patient. I really feel like it's been such a breath of fresh air. And I do feel like it's an incredible, situation to be in. Just to have two styles measured. Your players are adaptable because they've been used to playing that end-to-end football, and then now you introduce them to a more controlled style and they're flourishing. So if on any given day they need to go about it in a more end-to-end way to pick up a point or to get a victory on the road or to do something to salvage something from a bad situation or just to you smell blood and you just want to go for it on that day, the squad is capable because they've been exposed to two different brands at the highest level. I want to move into defense. I feel like just Van Dijk's leadership this season, he has taken another step forward as a leader. He has always been a great leader, even when he didn't have the armband. But he was given the armband last season, and I saw great leadership. Obviously, he's the leader of the Dutch national team as well. So he's been a leader. He has been a leader. I thought he was also the captain of Southampton before he came to Liverpool. So he's a very experienced leader. But this season, just the way how he has galvanized the group, and I think his football follows suit. He's playing now like the Van Dijk that we've all known over the years. Very calm, very cool character, a Rolls Royce of a footballer. And we're seeing now on the pitch, I think the relationship that he struck up with Ibrahima Konate, who I think a lot of fans, underrate sometimes. A very, very good footballer, physical specimen of a footballer. Um, just hope he cut out some of those injuries. But so far this season, he has been tremendous. He got a slight knock to the knee, was out for 8 games, returned. Looked a little bit weary, but should get back up to speed in coming weeks. And I hope he hit top form again as we go into the business end of the season. I do feel like Trent, I know it's ironic for me to talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold in such glowing way after the disaster clash yesterday versus Manchester United. I'm even word vomiting trying to talk about the performance yesterday of Trent. It was very disastrous. And to be fair, I do feel like the whole contract situation is getting a little bit too loud for him. And just to reel him in a little bit and let him know that, yo, if you decide to even step away and go to Real Madrid next season. Not to say I would like that. If I ever say that, it's out of emotions, and I take that back. Trent is an immaculate footballer that I would love to see continue at Liverpool for many years to come. However, I do feel like he needed that little bit of, you need to stay humble and just try to finish the job you have here on hand before you start thinking about your flights to meet up with your bros over there in Real Madrid. Yeah, so Trent, get it together. Immaculate footballer, had a disastrous game yesterday, but throughout the season, he's been fantastic. He has improved defensively. Again, I know it's ironic to talk about him defensively in such glowing fashion. However, for large parts of the season, he has improved. He has shown improvement defensively, and attacking-wise, he's been a great player. What I will say is the output that was required or expected of him in previous years is no longer a thing. No, it's okay for Trent to be a more defensive right back and just possess, because he has that ability to play the football between the lines, to create, to link the play. And obviously the relationship that he has on the right-hand side with Mohamed Salah is there. It's been there for years. So you're going to see that. But for him to be that 15 assists, that 20 assist type guy per season, we no longer require that for many different reasons that we'll get into, right? So yeah, I do feel like on the left-hand side, there was a little bit of a competition going on between Andy Robertson and Kostas Tsimikas, but due to fitness concerns around Tsimikas, he hasn't been playing much lately, so we've had to continue our prolonged playing Andy Robertson, even when his form dipped. I do feel like he's not at his usual level. He's been improving in previous weeks, but I do feel like he's a level or two off his usual consistent levels. And I would love for him to get it together, because in the early parts of the season, he was definitely way off the pace. And then in the latter stages of the first round, you could see in certain games some costly mistakes coming from the left-hand side. Folks were questioning his ability to perform at this level in this type of team. And you don't want to ever see that around someone as talented, a legendary figure at left back. People arguably say he's one of the top 3 left backs to ever play in Premier League. So that's debatable, but I think it's a great shout. Andy Roberts is that type of footballer, but this season I do need him to improve massively, especially in the second half of the season, if we're ever going to get anything out of this campaign. The next place I want to stop is in midfield. Never in my life would I imagine. I shouldn't have said that. Ryan Gravenberch has always been a talented footballer coming out of Ajax Academy, right? Did I expect him to hit the ground running like he has now? No, if I'm being completely honest. I think just with the Dutch connection, the manager is also Dutch. Him having a lot more Dutch teammates, that comfortability, having your fellow countrymen around you, you already being such a talented footballer, the coach entrusting you, giving you that position, and you now making it your own. You feel a lot more confident, so the natural ability that you already possessed is now coming to the fore in a way that you don't have to force it, you don't have to try too hard. It's so easy on the eye to see Ryan Gravenberch pick up a football on the half turn and start gliding eliminating players. It's such a good thing to see him pick up that football and control the pace of the game. And then you add to it his defensive work rate that I think is massively underrated, especially this season. I was looking at a stat from Stat News the other day, and there's only one other central defensive midfielder in the Premier League that's completed 30 tackles and ball recoveries, and that's Caicedo. Caicedo and Ryan Gravenberch are the only two midfielders to achieve that feat, though. So that feat thus far this season. So that tells you how immaculate he has been. And then when you talk about his ball playing ability, second to none so far this season. He's been immaculate. I can't be any more happier with him.